Just like race car drivers, writers must learn to feel the shift of paragraphs.
Hi, writers. Now, I imagine that you're the kind of writers who use paragraphs. You know to start a new paragraph with a new speaker or a new part or a new time or place. However, the thing about writing with paragraphs is that it takes some time to learn how to do it with ease. Since I'm in Indiana and you know there's the Indy 500, I think a lot about race cars. And the thing that I know about race cars is that they shift. And race car drivers, they shift smoothly. If you rode with me and I had to shift, we would definitely feel it. It would be a little clunky. But race car drivers, they shift really smoothly. And writers want to write like that. We want to learn how to shift our paragraphs so that it's smooth and that our paragraphs can help with the meaning. Let me show you some of the common paragraph shifts.
Here's a mini chart to add to our notebooks to help us remember to shift our paragraphs. Go ahead and tape or glue this into your notebook, and then we're going to spend a little bit of time using it today during the lesson so that we can see how writers shift paragraphs in order to help us shift our paragraphs. All right, guys, as we look down the list that we added to your notebook, what's important to understand is these are not the only reasons writers shift a paragraph. These are some common reasons, but I'm hoping that we'll find more as we look at different texts as writers. What's important to understand is that writers learn to feel the shift of paragraphs. It's just like race car drivers learn to feel when to shift. Writers learn to feel when to shift the paragraphs. This is why whenever I'm writing, I'm using paragraphs. In my notebook, on drafts, I don't just wait till the end of the writing process to add them in. I'm adding them in anytime I'm writing because I want to learn to feel the shift of paragraphs. Let's take some time to look at writing and see if we can begin to sense when writers are shifting paragraphs. So I'd like us to take some time to look at how writers shift their paragraph and just use this list of some common paragraph shifts to notice when authors do this. Now, you can go ahead and use a text that's in play in your classroom, a read aloud or something you've already read. Or maybe you've read 11 by Sandra Cisneros, and that's the text that I'm going to use here just as an example. I'm going to start kind of in the middle of it. Right here with this, only today I wish. And there, with the word today, you can see that we're shifting time. And so I'm going to put a check mark beside time. Now this next part, Miss Price is speaking. And so because it's a new speaker, there's going to be a new paragraph. I'm going to go ahead and mark that as a new speaker. And the same is true for the next paragraph. There's another new speaker. Not mine, says everybody. Not me. And then for a third time, there's a new speaker. That starts that new paragraph. But then as you can see, Cisneros goes ahead and describes the sweater. It's an ugly sweater with red plastic buttons and a collar and sleeves all stretched out like you could use it for a jump rope. It's maybe 1,000 years old, and even if it belonged to me, I wouldn't say so. Then there's this shift. Maybe because I'm skinny. Maybe because she doesn't like me. So looking at our list of common paragraph shifts, looking up and down there, I realized that the reason Cisneros shifted here was because it's a new thought or a new idea. So I'm going to go ahead and add that.
So the thing about learning to drive a manual transmission is that it just doesn't happen overnight. It takes hours and hours of practice to learn to shift smoothly. Those people who are racing Indy cars, they have a gazillion hours of practice in order to shift and be able to feel the shift. The same is true for us as riders. Unless we practice shifting paragraphs, we're never going to learn how to do it smoothly. So today, as you're riding, take some time to learn to feel the shift of paragraphs. Be gentle with yourself and have fun while you're doing it. Happy riding, everyone.